Vidyanshu, this is your 6th attempt
Yes, sir.
at the Civil Services Examination, and your optional subject is anthropology.
Yes.
But what is interesting to note in your DAF is that you have been already recommended for DANIX to try for civil services. You have already made it to the forest services.
Sir, first of all, I'm very grateful to God for where I am. It is a great service, a great honor. Just last week, I got MP cadre, which is one of the best. That being said, sir, in Indian administrative service, I will have more diversity of opportunities. In foreign service, there is a great honor of being representative of 1.4 billion people. Similarly, in IPS, I have seen how round impact we can have. So these things I want to consider. But that all being said, I'm very grateful for where I am. And
Okay. Vidyanshu, you know that Indian economy is undergoing a transformation. Can you highlight the factors that are responsible for this transformation?
sir, some factors would be our growing embrace of digital technologies, digital market. Second is our young population that is embracing these things. Third is our growing connectivity to the broader market, but at the same time, our reluctance to join larger trade fact. So while we want to connect with them, but we are averse of the negative impact it can have.
And what role forests can play in reaching the $5 trillion economy mark?
Sir, 27 crore people in our country depend on forest for their livelihood.
Okay.
So if we can proper channelize minor forest produce into their livelihood, like we have Vandhan scheme and MFP to MSP scheme. So if these things can be channelized, then probably a large part of population that is presently in fringe income category, low income category, that can be brought to higher level of income. So that thing can have. But besides that, sir, I would say that we should not look at forest from economy point of view. They provide us important livelihood, green energy, and like air, like ecosystem services, and it should be seen from that thing. The moment we put value to this monetary value to the forest, we start neglecting the role it has in our lives.
Vidyanshu, can you technically define these two terms, conservation and sustainable development? Technical definition, very brief definitions.
Sir, conservation is in a way that we are taking out only as much as it can sustain itself without damaging. This is opposite to preservation, which says that you don't disturb it at all. And sustainable development is that we take out the present need without compromising the needs our future generation might have.
Vidyanshu, are you by any chance following the Mahakumbh, ongoing Mahakumbh?
Sir, very briefly, I have just read that over 1 crore devotees have come.
Government has launched an app with respect to the Mahakumbh. Do you have any idea about it?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware.
Okay. Are you aware in the last Kumbh, there was a situation of stampede?
No, sir.
Are you aware about it? Okay. Okay. Do you have any idea about when the Kumbh is celebrated?
Sir, I believe it is once in 12 years. Mahakumbh is once in 12 years.
Mahakumbh is once in 12 years. Are you sure about it? Or is it the Kumbh?
Sir, my knowledge is limited.
Okay. Vidyanshu, your correspondence address reads Northwest Delhi.
Yes.
And Delhi is facing a humongous challenge with respect to pollution. So can you suggest some measures by which we can actually get rid of this problem once and for all?
Sir, actually, it will require coordinated effort of center and state and multiple states. So we will have to clamp down on stubble burning. There is no actually other alternative in Punjab and Haryana. That has biggest source. Secondly, faster adoption of EV vehicles. There was a study by IIT Delhi that said that there is almost equal share of stubble burning, vehicular pollution, as well as building constructions. So third thing would be that we construct building when we cover them in cocoons. So there are green cocoons. So that will prevent them. So these are few things. And sir, in my DANIX after mains, I was posted in New Delhi Municipal Council as Assistant Commissioner. So I have seen in New Delhi Municipal Council, because they had lot of resources, there was extreme cleanliness. Our duty was to report if there is any uncollected garbage, but we had difficult time to find it. So if we can have well-funded municipalities, and DMC has good funds, but if other municipalities in Delhi can have equally good fund, then it will be.
Do you suggest any legal measure that can be taken, or the existing laws are enough?
So laws are always enough. It is our own capacity to enforce them that is often limited, be it political will or shortage of manpower.
How can we make this behavioral transformation? How is it possible with respect to controlling pollution?
So, first, we start nudging school students. Secondly, we start uh, like rewarding people for good behavior, at the same time small fines for wrong behavior like waste segregation at source. So these small things can be done. Then enrolling our celebrities and social media campaigning regarding impact it can have on livelihood.
Thank you, Vidyanshu.
Thank you, sir.
Vidyanshu, have you read about the allocation of business rules, transactional business rules, now that you are in this service? I mean, you would get to know more of it afterwards. I mean, when you join and when you are there for some time, but have you read about it?
No, sir, I haven't read. These were actually part of foundation course at Labasna. I had to take exemption to write mains. So, but I'm like briefly aware that this is how the government will give power to all functionaries.
So, which department in the government does this?
Sir, again, I have very little idea, but it might be ministries like the cabinet secretariat or something.
And
Usually, these things are done in the name of president. Honorable.
Yeah. What is the doctrine of what is the pleasure doctrine? What is the pleasure doctrine?
So, pleasure doctrine is that every action is done in name of executive and executive domain. So, even when our technical resignation is sanctioned, so it is mentioned that the president is pleased to relieve this person from the said service. So, it basically affirms that the actions can be taken only in the name of executive within us.
President or the governor.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What is the nature of society? What is the concept of nature of society? The social institutions, groups.
So, society is defined as an interplay of people who have a common culture, who interact with each other in a very specially defined way, the kind of relation that does not exist between two other societies. And they have an interdependent role to play. This is definition of society.
And what are the various social controls that are exercised?
Sir, there are both informal and formal social control. So, informal is like mockery and social expulsion of somebody, while informal control could be using laws, punishing, monetary fines, these kind of social control.
Can you mention some research methods in anthropology? The techniques.
Yes, sir. So, research is very unique part of anthropology, and methods are like sending questionnaires. Secondly, interview in person. Third would be field work. When anthropologist directly goes
How do you identify the target groups?
So, it will depend upon who we seek to study. Say, for example, if I seek to study caste, then in Tamil Nadu, caste hierarchy is still very strong. So, a lot of anthropologists often go to Tamil Nadu to study about caste groups. So, it depends upon what we seek to.
What is the demand about the caste survey? What purpose will it serve?
Sir, after 1932 census, there has not been a caste survey. So, the understanding is that because our constitution talks about social justice, so there must be a better idea about caste to deliver them benefits of reservation and other things. So, hence there is a demand for caste survey.
But will it not intensify further the caste system?
So, this is there, but again, because somebody has a constitutional right, hence they are demanding. I believe that aggregating data is not wrong, but the matter should not be politicized. It should be taken objectively.
When was the last census of tigers carried out?
Sir, last year only, the last findings were published.
Last year. Which is the tiger reserve which is said to have the maximum number of tigers?
Sir, I don't remember, but it should be one in Madhya Pradesh.
Which one? Bandhav or which one?
Sir, I'm not sure.
Okay. Now, tell me something about the. There was a Bihar cadre officer who committed suicide. If you read about it about 3-4 years back, he was Bihar cadre. What do you think? He for whatever reasons he committed suicide. can you justify an officer who's been entrusted with the entire district committing suicide over a marital discord or something?
So this only shows our lack of emotional intelligence, our inability to deal with stress. We need to remind ourselves again and again that we are very fortunate to be in this position, and this ups and downs are part of life. So one up, one down should not push us down. In my own case, like I kept failing prelims year after year. 3 prelims in a row I failed. But I told myself that, okay, my knowledge has been accumulating every year, so I should keep pushing despite my obstacles. So I should have that kind of.
Which was the first wildlife act to protect the fauna?
Sir, in my limited knowledge, this Wildlife Protection Act 1972 was first time. Before that, we had some acts specific to birds that I have studied little bit. I cannot be sure of which was the first act, because previously I've only studied about British.
So it was Wild Birds Protection Act,
Yes.
1887. That was the first one. And what significant change this 1972 Act bring about in the Constitution?
Sir, first of all, the subject of environment was brought back to the concurrent list, and based on that, for the first time, we agreed that there are lot of species apart from bird that are critically endangered and that must be protected. Before 1950, we used to have more than 30-40,000 tigers, and that came down to few hundreds.
So my last question: are wild animals permitted to be hunted in certain circumstances?
Sir, if they become threat to human life, then Chief Wildlife Warden, which is usually a PCCF level officer, he can issue directions.
Which is the schedule under which this is permitted or this is covered?
So there is earlier there was a schedule. Now that schedule has been amended, so there is no specific schedule. Only that we have Schedule 1 and Schedule 2 animals, and within the provisions the PCCF can allow.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Vidyanshu, sir, you are fond of reading about Indian defense news,
Yes.
but you follow the news media websites of USA. Tell me something about the Indian defense acquisitions which are being talked about in the US media.
So like they're being talked or we have procured.
No, which they are talking about.
So they're talking about
Indian made in Indian acquisitions.
So one thing they would be talking about is our Tejas aircraft that India has homegrown, and because engines are being procured from US and they have yet not supplied, so that is a bone of contention. And secondly, it would be S-400 that we purchased from Russia, and US has extreme objections about it. These are two things, and
No, my question was Indian made acquisitions,
sir,
which are drawing attention in the US media. Okay, tell me some of the newest acquisitions in India in the defense services, Army, Navy.
so both indigenous and foreign.
I said made in India.
Good, thanks.
Indigenous.
So just 3 days ago, Honorable Prime Minister sir inaugurated 3 warships. So one was Surat class destroyer, the last ship. Then again, second was Project 71A class frigate, the first ship of its kind.
Was it 71?
Sorry, 17A. Sorry, I'm very sorry, sir. And
Whole project 17A?
yes, sir, frigate, stealth class frigate.
Just the whole project was called?
Um, so, yes, I think, sir. I'm not sure, but
It was 75?
no, sir. That is a Scorpion class submarine.
Yeah.
So that I was coming to that. In Scorpion class submarine, the last submarine has been inducted now.
That was the last.
Yes, sir.
40 ships. Okay. Tell me something about the Tejas. You talked about Tejas.
Yes, sir.
Tell me something about the Tejas Mark II. What is the improvement of Mark II over Mark I?
So, sir, Tejas Mark 1 was a lightweight category. In Tejas Mark 2, the maximum takeoff weight has been increased by almost 3 tons. So now it is a medium weight category aircraft. Also, it will have more hard points, so more weapons can be carried. It will have a domestically built radar, which is called as active electronically scanned array, ASA radar. So it cannot be jammed. And Tejas Mark 2 will also have a sensor called as electro-optical scanner. So you need not switch on your radar to track the enemies. So these are some improvement. And the engine will be GE F414 instead of the previous GE 404.
Okay. Tell me something about new ship the new aircraft carrier that we are constructing?
Sir, we aren't constructing any new. There is a proposal to construct a new 65,000 ton aircraft carrier is one proposal. The other proposal is to construct a follow-on of the present aircraft carrier so that it can be constructed quickly, given that we have just inducted the previous aircraft carrier. So,
Which one was that?
Vikrant, sir.
Okay, and what do you see the future of air warfare now?
Sir, I see future of air warfare as the main fighter jet might become unmanned or optionally manned. Secondly, they will be teamed up with a lot of drones that will be supporting them. The main fighter might stay behind and the drones might take the first shot. So, like last month, China flew their first sixth generation fighter and they have already demonstrated their intention to get into such area.
Okay, you talked about, you said you were a runner-up in the Vedic Camp 10 Principles of Arya Samaj. Tell me, I'm not asking about the principles. Tell me the three key practices of Arya Samaj.
Sir, one is they are against idol worship. Secondly, they believe in infallibility of Vedas. And third is Arya Samaj during its own time spoke against this caste discrimination. So they believe in equality in society. And even their Arya Samaj marriages happen on egalitarian basis without any fanfare.
Okay. You were a runner-up also of the inter-school debate where the theme was environment conservation. We all know about the 3 R's. Tell me 3 new R's.
So the old one are reuse, recycle, and the new one would be repurpose, refurbish, and these are the only, I think. Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, currently Indian economy, do you think that there is a problem, inequality is there in our society and Indian economy?
Yes, sir. Actually, since LPG reforms, our Gini coefficient has only increased, so inequality has increased, sir.
So does those reforms should not have happened?
Sir, actually in economy, there is a general understanding that once you open up the market, some people will become rich first. So inequality will increase initially. But in the long term, it brings a lot of people out of poverty. So liberalization is the way ahead. Sir.
So do you want to continue the economic policies that are going on, or do you want some changes in them?
Sir, I would want a balanced approach that market should be opened, more LPG reform should be carried out. But given that it will create some inequalities, so we should have safety net for the bottom population, like providing them direct income on limited basis to some vulnerable group, more skilling of them, bringing more people in under digital education.
Okay. There is a current term for several years that Indian economy is going through jobless growth. So do you agree with this phenomenon? That Indian economy is going through a jobless growth?
So, it won't be accurate to say jobless growth, but we can say that given the rise of Indian economy, jobs have not been created at the same pace.
Okay. Okay, imagine you are one of the, you have given the responsibility for handling the Mahakumbh that is currently being held. So how would you ensure that there are no stampede kind of situation do not happen, everything happens smoothly? How will you ensure the preparations?
Sir, first of all, before coming to Mahakumbh, I will give a brief layout to people about how the place has been arranged and how the population will be divided into a smaller group so that they can be managed. At each point, people can be given with a waistband which has QR code that includes their ID.
Do you know how many people are expected to take a dip in this Mahakumbh, in this particular year,
More than 1.5 crore.
in the whole of the season?
Sir, like I was previously mentioning, sir, I have not read in detail, but 1.5 crore number I've read somewhere.
Okay. I think it is a daily figure roughly. Okay. What is the issues that all major Indian cities are currently facing? What are the issues the major Indian cities are facing?
Sir, first is unplanned growth of urban areas. Secondly, waste collection is still an issue. And third, providing them with enough sewer lines, waste collection lines.
There are mountains of garbage in Delhi, right? So what will you suggest to get rid of that problem?
Sir, waste to wealth plants can be created where this waste is directly converted into energy, and so in the short term basis, these mountains can be removed by
So
taking.
why are those things not done till now?
Sir, so far the implementation of waste segregation at source has been poor. Secondly, we did not have enough plants to convert that into energy.
Okay, how is India's relation with its neighbors currently changing? And what can we do to improve them? What is happening with the current relations with its neighbors?
Sir, in Hindi there is a saying that "Sabay sahayak sabal ke, koi na nibal sahay, pavan jalawat aag ko deepain det bujhaye." So everyone focuses on the strong person and no one focuses on the weak. So given that China has grown, so our neighbors are now attracted towards China, and they don't see much benefit in being there with India. And China is promoting mostly this anti-India narrative. Besides that, Pakistan and Afghanistan also don't help. So these are some factors that is driving our neighbors away.
So, but don't you think that some changes have happened in recent years? So has China become so much stronger in the recent years only?
Sir, they started growth from 1980s onwards. Till 1990, we were at same level, but the background work they did is now paying off. So gap has increased.
Okay, what is the purpose of nuclear submarines? What is the purpose they serve? And is India in need of them, or what is the current status?
Sir, nuclear submarines, once they are propelled by nuclear power, they need not surface for long time. Otherwise, submarines have to surface every 12, 13 days to charge batteries. So that provides them extra protection. And
Like, why do submarines are required in the first place? We have our nuclear arsenal, right? Why do we need submarines along with that?
sir, there are two things. Submarine is a deterrent weapon. Once there is a submarine in the area, the enemy would not dare to enter. They are seen as deterrents. Secondly, regarding nuclear weapons, sir, submarines are very difficult to detect and locate. So if you have put your nuclear weapons there, they cannot be destroyed in case of enemy strike. So this gives you a assured retaliatory capability.
Okay, what is India's nuclear policy since the test is conducted in 1998? And has this policy gone through a change, or is it the same?
Sir, whether it has changed, this I don't know, but the policy as it is that India will not carry out a nuclear strike will not carry out first nuclear strike. And in case we are attacked with nuclear weapon, the reply will be disproportionate.
So you are saying that currently India is having a no first use policy.
Yes, sir.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir. To the best of my knowledge, I know.
Okay, fine.
Thank you, Vidyanshu. Your interview is over. We will reconnect with you in some time for your feedback.
Thank you, sir.
Please have a seat.
Thank you, sir.
Vidyanshu, you're already placed at a very good place. So there is very little to suggest you at this point because you've already cleared the interviews twice. So you have a fair idea now how to handle the personality tests. Your communication skill is your strength, your ability to articulate arguments, you are holistically addressing the question. All these things are your strength. But Vidyanshu, I would like to highlight just few more things where there is some scope of improvement. Like when you entered, again, I felt a little bit you were underconfident. As you walked out, you were confident. Now, as you entered, you were again confident. But in a first instance, that could be because you are tired or you're coming from a distance. There could be any reason, but you look little bit lethargic as you entered. That's the first point that I noticed. Hand movements. I felt somewhere you did this, you did this. You can see the video. So excessive hand movements, please try to check that. Then when you were thinking, on every question when you were thinking, you were just you were lowering your gaze and you made it a point as if beyond a point, it seemed as if this is a technique or strategy that you are deliberately employing. You already know the answer and you are giving an impression as if you are thinking on it and manufacturing the content of it. That could be true, but the impression that was drawn out of this behavior. So all I'm suggesting is you are slightly overdoing it. Okay. And whenever you think, please ask for the permission of the board. That will help you. Okay. Wherever you were not aware about the answer, like you did not try to say anything gibberish, right? So you said what you knew, and where you were not so confident, you said that I'll go back and I'll read on this. Your eye contact is also better than how it was 2 years back. I remember it. And you are totally transformed, like how you were 2 years back. And this is the fruit of your hard work, Vidyanshu. So there is nothing much to tell you this time, okay? Because all the things are mostly in place. But all I'm suggesting is shaking of the head, the movement of the hands, the gaze, and sometimes you do this. You do this also when the question is being asked. So some people may find it irritating. So try to check that also, dear. But otherwise, Vidyanshu, like, this is the last attempt, right? And maybe 6th time lucky. So that's what we are expecting. Sir, you would like to add something to this?
2-3 things. One is on the government, you must read up. You've been in Danix and you've now into the IFS. So allocation of business rules, transaction of business rules. You're right. It's the cabinet secretary. Go through the website. Okay. Then if there's a dispute between two ministries, who takes care of it? And that sort of thing for us is done because IFS, you've gone into the forest. Then what is probation? What is a suspension? Okay, ये सब जनरल इसका if I had time I would have explained to you, but ये गवर्नमेंट का है. वाइल्ड लाइफ में थोड़ा सा और वो करना होगा, like the birds act you missed out. That's not a very, I'm not point of it. So एक सब यही सब है कि because you are in the service also, और ये ऐसे भी जनरल नॉलेज के लिए है. Forestry का population, I think it's the Balmiki Nagar, just read about it. I think it's the Balmiki Nagar which has the maximum number of tigers. The reason being, they all slip over from Nepal into this area. So जब सेंसस होता है तो उनको भी काउंट कर लेते हैं हम लोग और कहते हैं देयर द मैक्सिमम नंबर ऑफ टाइगर्स आर इन वाल्मीकि नगर टाइगर रिजर्व. So just read which has the I think it is conducted every 4 years, this census, no? Yeah.
Vidyanshu, you are well dressed, all right, but I think you're not fully dressed because you were not wearing a smile. You looked very serious. I don't know why. You should actually have been enjoying this session. And if I remember correctly, this is exactly what was told to you 2 years back also. Yes. Enjoy your sessions. If you enjoy them, you will give a much, much better performance. And you have again come unshaven today.
Sir, actually,
Small things which catch the eye, they don't do well with the final scores, And never keep anything in your shirt pocket. Your pocket should be absolutely khali, bare. Nothing, no pen or no paper, nothing should be visible from inside at all. Make that, it will make a difference.
Sir, it was just that I came directly from the academy. The class got over, we took a cab and reached Delhi at 1 p.m. so could not shave. And
Okay,
then it was still there. My apologies for that because
just keep them in mind.
yes, sir.
It will make a big difference.
Yes, sir.
Any question, let's say inequality or jobless growth, so you have to take both the sides from the word go. It's not you take one side and the interviewer will probe you, then you will go to other side, then you come to a balancing point. You have to, from the start, you have to take a balancing point of your final answer. That's the.
Vidyanshu, do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, based on today's performance, we've given you 190. What was your score last time?
Sir, 184.
And so, Sabi sir, we have given you 190 today. It's very close to what you have. You have been improving on that, right? But Vidyanshu, you see, you will anyhow get high marks. We are here to help you to get the highest marks. Okay. All the best. When is your interview scheduled?
Sir, 11th April. But
Oh, is
in
it?
the academy, we don't get much time, so I started from now itself.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay, Vidyanshu, all the best.
Thank you, sir. It was a great honor being here.
Thank
you. All the best. Thank you, sir.